you, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Geek Gauntlet Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan. Let me fix my green screen real quick. Yeesh. Yes, I do have a green screen. There you go. That's a little bit better. All right. We are here. We're bringing the band back together once again. Let me go ahead and bring the two people I have on with me tonight. First, let me go ahead and bring in the man who gets this show squared away each and every week. Then bring my man Shaw in. Shaw, what's up?
Sup? How you doing, good sir?
How you doing tonight?
Good. Sup?
All right. Next up, let me go ahead and bring in the man who has forgotten more about comics than I would ever know. Let me bring my man Tyler in. Tyler, what's up?
Ready for looks like you said just the two of us? Is this a guys' night?
I think it is.
Oh, there we go.
I think it is. Unless Diamond comes through.
Diamond, get off Twitch and come over. No.
Dag. All right, so we are here as I am still working to get everything settled here. Garrett, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. We appreciate you coming through.
What's up?
And thank you for having us.
Yeah, we got our theme song back.
I just want to say thank you once again for having us here from Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. Thank you for having us. We do appreciate it. I also want to let you guys know this show is being brought to you by Fish.ai. This is the one place where you can get the most realistic AI speech models ever. If you need some voice cloning, if you want to sound like Peter Griffin or Donald Trump, this is the place you can do it. You need text to speech. This is one place you can do it. You can also do speech to text. You can also do it here at affordable, low prices. So definitely check out fishaudio.ai, the most comprehensive place where you can get all your AI needs. All right, let's go ahead and.
Sounds a bit fishy.
I know, right? Let me go ahead and get the show started. Shaw, you have the list. What do you have on tap for tonight?
Let's kick it off.
All right. First up, we have the season finale of Daredevil Born Again. Did anybody see the last episode, and what did you think?
I did.
I did. See.
Will, did you?
I did not.
Oh,
but go ahead, do your thing. But go ahead, do your thing. It don't matter to me.
Okay. Well, I think it's good. I think overall, if we, taking a step back and looking at the entire season, I think for the most part, not completely, but for the most part, they definitely did a well enough job at capturing the aesthetic of like the Netflix style stuff when Daredevil was on. I do feel like it's a little messy. Like they didn't have the show put together well enough, and I'm not sure why that is. But I mean, it was still enjoyable. It's just one of those things where you take a step back and it's like you have 2 or 3 different plots going on that feel not overly connected, or if they're connected, it's in a weird way. But the ending there, having Punisher come back and do some great stuff with Daredevil, amazing. Seeing stuff really just take a turn and really set up season 2 looks great. There is a line at the end of that episode. This is just me. I'm probably too corny, but you watched the episode, right, Shao?
Mm-hmm, yep.
So the line, when he's looking at Karen, because he's like, he's got to run back in there, and Karen's like, if you go in there, you're gonna die. And he looks at her and says, like, hey, we're gonna need an army, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is me wanting the line that doesn't need to be there, but God, would have been so good. Could he have looked at her and said, I think we're gonna need some public defenders? I'm just saying, like, it would fit so well.
Janae, how you doing? We got Janae in the chat. What's up?
I'm like, it would be a great tease for us because they've already talked about how they're thinking about bringing back multiple characters from the Netflix Defender stuff.
Wait, hold on. Didn't mean to cut you off, but we have someone else joining us tonight.
What?
Diamond, what's up?
Hey, Diamond.
Hey.
You must have heard me tell you to get off Twitch and come on over.
Yep. I was about to be on Twitch. I was like, oh wait, I got a thing I gotta do.
I yelled across the ether.
Oh yeah. Get the heavy.
You're just talking about
heavy here.
Daredevil.
Dang, I haven't even seen it yet.
What? Okay, I mean that's fine.
I only saw like the first episode, and I was like, I'll catch up on that.
That first 15 minutes is a bit rough for me of that episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any more thoughts about Daredevil before we move on?
But excited. Hopefully, we'll see season 2 will look good. They are talking about multiple people coming back. I think Karen might actually be a little bit more of a bigger role possibly next season.
You can keep her.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep her.
But no, I'm definitely excited to see what happens.
She's mid, but it's all good. All right.
All right. So next up, so if you're old like me and William here, you might remember that Marvel Comics used to do a comic swimsuit issue.
It cut out for me.
It cut off for you?
I didn't. Yeah, I cut out. Did Charles say something?
So I'm reminding everyone how years and years ago, Marvel Comics used to have a swimsuit issue where they would, what was it, like yearly or something like that? I think
it was yearly.
Well, apparently, thanks to Fortnite, that's returning. Issue number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
See,
words I never thought we'd ever say. Thanks to Fortnite.
See. In this case, before I do anything, y'all think I'm bad. Y'all think I'm bad. I'm finna show y'all real quick. Y'all think I'm bad.
I mean, you are, but I mean,
I'm terrible. But look.
Jesus.
They're actually not that bad. Like, I have definitely seen Marvel do way worse in the past.
Oh, let me correct myself. Not on Fortnite. This is from Marvel Rivals.
No, I know, but I mean, like, I've seen Marvel do things in the past that are a lot worse than what we're looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Punk ass Scott.
What's your deal with Scott?
Punk ass Scott. Punk ass.
You just hate
because
him.
he needs to have an X, I guess, on his little Speedo there.
Punk ass.
I do like that they're using that classic Marvel swimsuit special logo. Okay.
Hey,
I guess Spidey tidies there.
What's up, Salah? What's up, baby? Oh my lane.
No, I think this is cool. I think it's great. I just this is definitely a great throwback. It's fun, but it is not as racy as what they have been able to do. You look at some of the stuff in the 80s.
But some people had a problem with that, though.
I wonder why.
Some people had a problem. I'm about to be, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but at the same point, I gotta bring this up. I don't want to live in a world where we scared of titties.
Well, I mean,
valid.
That's really only America.
Very valid.
The rest of the world
you know what I'm saying?
Very valid.
I mean, damn, man.
I do. Okay, this is gonna be me, and I don't know. I'm probably in the minority here of this, but there's one thing I noticed when you were showing all those pictures that I don't know, made me question something. There was a lot of white people. I'm just saying, like, where I would love to see Storm in a swimsuit. Where is that there?
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
It was. I mean, is it not? If you look at all those pictures, what do you see? Pasty white ass people. I'm just saying.
My friend, always invited to the cookout.
Storm's a goddess. Why are we not getting a goddess issue? Come on.
Oh yeah, X-Men swimsuit trading card. Okay,
Yep,
cool,
I
cool,
remember the
cool.
trading cards.
Tyler, quit stealing my comments before I say no.
Yeah.
Those look pretty tame. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Of course, Gene would have a stackable bird. Very, very tame.
Janae's like, yeah, I watch Food Wars.
Check the chat. Storm is there. Oh,
was Storm there and I missed it?
no, she's no. In a. Oh, hello.
Let me go chat. Let me go look at chat now. What's
Hold
there?
on. I'm finna get it right now. I'm finna screen grab it right now.
Oh well, yeah, but those are the old ones, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not the new ones, but they're the old ones.
No, yeah, the old ones. Like I said, the old ones. Those are some great stuff right there.
I'm finna grab it real quick and put it up here. I got it.
And sure enough, looking at those, Storm is kind of one of the best ones.
Oh my gosh! Ooh wee! Ooh wee!
What are they doing to Jubilee's face there? That's a little terrifying.
Are they putting wax on his head?
What are they doing?
I don't know, but
what are they doing to Rogue?
Why does she look like she got the Joker chin?
What are they doing to Rogue?
Rogue, which one? Oh, Rogue's just building a sandcastle.
Look at her face. Her face look me.
I think the worst face I'm looking at right there is gonna be Jubilee. That's a terrifying chin.
That is. This looks like a shit-eating grin.
Again, I think she got a Joker chin.
Joker chin.
Mark Hamill's coming for her.
All right. We are in here. Again, this episode is being brought by fish.ai. Definitely check them out. All your AI and voice cloning needs at half the price of the competitors that are out there. So definitely check them out. All right. What's next on the list, Shaw?
All right, so we have a bit of a small leak about Avengers Doomsday. Haley Stotfeld was doing an interview for her new movie Sinners, and during it, someone asked her if she knew me in the next Avengers movie, and she said, "Of course I am." To which the interviewer was like, "Wait, really, you are?" To which she got that "holy shit, I just fucked up" face. So she'll be in the movie apparently.
I mean, I do think she's smart enough that, like, I mean, maybe she's in it, but she's smart enough that I could see her doing like a fast one.
She definitely had that "holy shit, I fucked up" look. So,
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
You might be right. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so we just got a Fantastic Four trailer. The Fantastic Four trailer that showed us Reed Richards, showed us Galactus, and also showed us the new Silver Surfer. Picture number 7, 8, and 9. Let's see what y'all think about that.
Not at the house yet, though. Oh no, it wasn't Paul Rudd. It was Mark Ruffalo, wasn't it?
I thought
Picture 7, 8, and 9.
I thought it was Tom.
Well, Tom was one of them for sure. I don't like that picture, but I'm hoping it'll look better in the actual movie itself. It's just for some reason that picture is a weird angle and it kind of makes it look low budget CGI. But I highly doubt with the movie this big and knowing all the past stuff they had issues with, I don't imagine this having shitty CGI. So I think it's going to look better on screen.
I said the same about She-Hulk.
She-Hulk did fix a lot of it in this trailer. She-Hulk did fix a lot of it.
It was better than the original trailer, but like not by much.
You also still don't like She-Hulk. I like She-Hulk.
No, see, because I wanted She-Hulk to be good.
I like the character. I like the
character. No, I know, but I mean, like, you didn't like the show. And
I like the character. I just didn't care. I didn't care for the show.
It's not for everyone. I'm not saying it's for everyone.
When you brought Meg Thee Stallion in, that made it worse.
You say that, but how is it any different than Deadpool and Wolverine with Deadpool just doing a big old breakdance at the beginning of the movie? How is it any different?
Because that was cool.
Because it's Meg Thee Stallion.
That was cool, but her doing a twerk isn't cool?
Because it's Meg Thee Stallion and she's stupid.
Wait. 2 things that made that stick stupid. 1, twerking is out of style. That shit is not a trend anymore. And two, this is a white woman trying to twerk.
Yep.
Do you not understand why that's not good? This is a white
Oh
woman
my gosh.
trying to twerk.
I mean, she
This
looks
show
pretty
has a
green.
lot of
Emphasis on trying to.
This show has a
Like seeing
lot
Miley
of
Cyrus at that award show with Robin Thicke, like years
Mhm.
ago.
this show
Mhm.
has a lot of racial overtones tonight. We need to turn it back a little bit.
Will's like, we're getting a little hot and heavy with the racial stuff in here.
Oh my gosh. But Shaw's right though. It was stupid. It was dumb to me. And
I understand why. I do.
Even when twerking was a trend, even then, sometimes it's kind of cringe.
Oh yeah, I'm
Like
not denying
sometimes
that.
people are doing it and it's cringy looking. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people who did it. I think even when it was a big thing, it was still cringe.
all right then.
just didn't like
Anyway,
I love the
moving
character.
on.
I love the
Okay.
character and the way she breaks the fourth wall. I just didn't like the show.
Yeah, did it for you. All right, so moving on. Still with the Fantastic Four, we got some news about some changes that may be upsetting for some people. First, currently Sue Storm will be tackling gender norms. That's one part of the character for her in the movie. Vanessa Kirby spoke about that in a interview recently, and Joshua Quinn also spoke how Johnny Storm was going to be less problematic. Was it going to be, as much of a womanizer? What are your thoughts on those changes?
Why?
No, okay.
I think it's
hold
like
up.
weird to just change the characteristics of those characters since they've been established from like comic books up till now. It's like weird.
Right.
So I've seen so many things about this whole situation. One, I think these exact lines are coming out for simple clickbait. They're really trying to get people, to get angry, to get emotions, to get the attention. That's why these lines are coming to the surface in general. I think with the Sue Storm stuff, from everything I have read and seen, they're trying to do a more modern take, which if you read the more modern comics of Sue, she is less like, oh, Reed, oh, like, I think they're trying to do a little bit more of that, making her more confident and making her more of who she is. At least that's from what I'm reading and seeing I'm okay with that, because having a very quiet background character that she was in the early days, I don't need that. I'm okay with having her be a little more confident and strong. And when it comes to Johnny, watching the trailer, Johnny's still being the normal like prankster douchebag kind of person. They're just from what I've seen and from what I've read from the interview is that they just don't want to necessarily glorify. They don't want to glorify the womanizing part, right? Like they don't need to spend.
That lies the problem. No one is glorifying it. It was just a part of his character that had to change. No one is glorifying it. It's a negative trait that gets corrected as time goes by. That is writing, taking away negative traits, trying to say, oh, this character is perfect from the beginning, or they don't have this problem that they had in the comics in their past. That is a problem that we see quite often in a lot of adaptations.
Well,
that is a problem.
I won't disagree with you, but there is a thing I'm going to point out that is drastically different, which you have to take into account whether you like it or not, is when it comes to a blockbuster movie, this character that's going to be on the screen, we're going to see him for 2 hours. Theoretically, we'll see him again in 2 or 3 years in another fucking movie. And then maybe we'll see him one more time, depending on how popular it is. Maybe we'll get him 4 or 5 times to show up somewhere. But most likely, over the next 10 years, we're going to see this guy for a total of 3 to 4 times. If he was in a comic book like we normally do, we see him every other week. We're getting the story every other week. We're continuing that plot throughout the years. And so when you have that in a comic book format, you can do that. You can show that change way better. And you can do that with a TV show too. If Fantastic Four wants to do a 10-episode TV show, have him start off in the first couple episodes being like a womanizer and then have it over time change. But if we're having a 2-hour movie, hell, the amount of stuff that's probably going to go down in this movie, I think it just means that they're just not going to have any scenes where he's womanizing people. And I'm okay with that because there's so many other things to talk about. Why do we need to spend 5 minutes just so he can make a joke about how hot someone looks.
I'm about to debunk you with 2 words.
Okay.
Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
That very first movie. That's what they did in that movie.
Sure.
They had him be a womanizer at the beginning, but changed the way by the end.
Again, not perfect, but you're right. That is one situation that has happened, but it's definitely not compared to what he is in the comics at all. He's way worse in the comics.
Okay, I'm not talking about the comics. I'm talking about what he.
I know.
They started with that. They started with the negative trait.
I'm trying
and they
to show how
perfected it.
that works because those traits don't always carry over as though they they're not going to be a carbon copy from the comic to the movies because they just
Okay, Chris Evans, Fantastic Four then.
What?
Chris Evans, Fantastic Four then. They did that there too.
Yeah, but guess what? It didn't like. That's the point. All we're just not going to get in this movie is we're not going to get the scene where he hits on a girl and goes down snowboarding and then makes a hot tub. Okay, we just missed out on a 3-minute scene.
Point is, it's unnecessary change. That's the point.
But it's not. It's also not a necessarily scene that we need either. It's not anything we need. He's still going to be the punky dude. We see that in the trailer. He's still going to be the douchebag who's pranking people and being a dick. We still see that. It's just him not getting a scene where he's telling someone that they look like a fucking, something he wants to bang.
But my thing is this. Why are we changing what the character is off top? If you make that, we lost y'all. If we make that change on the way through the end of the movie, I get it. But a certain way you expect the character to act should start you out. If they change, reform, or what have you throughout the rest of the piece or the picture, I got you. But this is what Johnny Storm is. This is what we expect. So with that level of expectation,
he's
why
also
change it?
He's also extremely poorly written character. If you've ever read him throughout the decades, Johnny's a terrible fucking character.
I agree. In terms of his development,
he slept with Ben Grimm's wife.
Yep.
Doom was.
So Doom didn't he sleep with Doom's wife too?
So Doom was getting ready to broker a peace treaty with the Fantastic Four and the world because Doom no longer wanted revenge on them, no longer wanted to be the big bad. He had found his love of his life and he was going to, marry her. He invited the Fantastic Four to their wedding because he wanted to bury the hatchet. And on the wedding, the day before the wedding, Johnny sleeps with his fiance and causes the destruction of that peace treaty and that situation. So Johnny's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, he is.
And so again, I do think the majority of this that we're getting this we're changing things. I don't think it's as big as what we think it is. I think it's purposely trying to get reaction. It's purposely getting people to clickbait and get emotions rising so that they can.
My son gave it to me. Go.
That's cool.
I like it. I really honestly just think that's what it is. I just think if anything, we're just not going to get a 3-minute scene where he goes and hits on a girl, and it to me doesn't change the movie, so I'm not into. I don't care that much.
Well, we'll see.
Then what she look like?
All right. So in similar,
I'm terrible. Tyler, I'm terrible.
Will's what was she wearing?
What's she wearing? What she look like? Depends.
All right. So in similar news, so the actress playing Toph in the live-action Avatar series has stated that her character is going to be slightly feminine. What are your thoughts on that?
Why?
I didn't even know that.
I honestly,
why?
Well, isn't Toph against that?
Technically?
Not completely. Not completely though.
More of a tomboy though.
Yeah, she's a tomboy, but I would defend saying not completely. There are instances of her being a little girly, and there's an argument to be made that it's not that she, is girly. It's just that she's rebellious against, how she was raised, improper like that. Because she, has gone girly in the show and in the comics to a
Listen, what?
small extent.
I've never
We're
read
only
the
saying
comic.
slightly.
What were you about to
You
say,
saying?
Tyler?
But still, it's
Oh,
like weird to change.
I was just gonna say like
It
I
was
was
a
gonna
weird
say,
change, though, for
didn't
real.
she like getting dressed up if she thought Sokka was like gonna be looking at her and stuff?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was the only
Did
time.
Janae-
That was it.
Did Janae say Britney?
What did I say?
Cue Britney Spears song "Womanizer"? Janae, I'm a 6'3", 260-pound black man. I don't listen to Britney Spears.
Leave Britney alone.
I don't listen to Britney
She's
Spears.
been
That's why I don't
through a
listen.
divorce.
I don't
You're a
listen to Taylor
musician.
Spears. I don't listen to Taylor Spears, Britney Spears, and I don't listen to Taylor Swift
Taylor
either.
Smith? Is that what you just said?
I don't listen to Taylor Swift either. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
none of
create a
their
character
songs.
now called Taylor Spit.
Oh wait! Hold on. I lied. I lied. I do know one Britney Spears song.
Which
I
one?
think "Oops, I Did It Again." I think that was her.
Okay. Valid.
I know that one. That's
Why
all
do
I
I
know.
feel like now that there's gonna be a porn name called Taylor Spit somewhere?
That'd be awesome.
I feel like there is
Probably.
somewhere because there's like
Probably.
That'd be awesome.
Someone
Like a
who's watching, go Google it and find it and let us know in the chat.
That'd be awesome.
Send us a link to
Likely.
Taylor Spit's Pornhub account.
That'd be awesome.
No,
Taylor
please no.
Spitz.
I got
Taylor
enough by me.
Spitz.
Diamond really wants
That'd
it.
be awesome. Taylor Spitz.
That sucks for me because I had to sign in for that shit, and I don't want to sign like
Exactly.
I don't want to do that.
You gotta create an account.
I don't want to. I don't want people knowing who I am and what I do.
Exactly.
Diamond's gonna go incognito mode.
Yep.
Exactly. Even with incognito, you had to sign up for that shit. Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. That would be awesome though. It'd be so awesome.
Diamond's like, clear my search history. Don't let anyone see.
Clear the cache, clear the cookies.
FBI agent looking over me like, yeah, I got your ass. Like, oh no.
Clear the cache, clear the cookies.
Are you saying the cookies in the machine just made me think of like Zoolander?
Oh God.
It's in the computer.
It's in the computer, man. It's in the computer. All right. What else we got up, show?
All right. Okay. So, we got a new rule change in the Academy Awards. Picture number 6.
People are calling for the Oscars a joke after they just made a rule with the Academy number.
What?
Members now have to watch. No, okay.
What?
Forgive
What does
me.
that mean?
With the Academy Award is that the one where they have a selection of people doing the voting, or is that where everyone can vote?
It's a selection. Anyone in the foreign press or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
The
'Cause
actual Oscars.
there's so many different ones, and I don't remember which one because one of them is like a certain group.
The actual Oscars.
Okay, well, if it's talking about a specific group of people that are elected or selected to be I think that's fair. I think that they shouldn't. The fact if you're telling me that years that they haven't been like seeing the movie and voting, to me that
That's
seems
the implication.
well. That would piss me off because then that would be like, are you telling me that? No wonder
Yeah.
why certain movies never got.
That's
to make
exactly what we're saying. Yeah. Like I've been saying this for a while that the Oscars that they don't actually watch all the movies. Like that was a thing that we've known for like years and years.
But yeah, so that's why
Yeah.
if that's what they're trying to imply there, that's just it's not. It doesn't look good.
Janae.
No, we've known this for a long time. Like many years ago, there was this whole big thing about them actually have to get getting the DVDs so they were able to see the movies. They were getting like they're specifically given that one specific year. We've known that they don't actually see all the movies.
Right.
No,
Janae said,
I think all these things have gotten just ridiculous over the years anyway.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we know that the Oscars are bullshit.
Yeah,
Janae-
fair.
On top of all the the awards that should have gone to this person, should have gone to that person, that clearly how many Oscars can you say actually mattered in the last like 20 years? Like how many of those awards have actually mattered?
right.
You know,
Well, as you just saw from me, I get them mixed up with all the different awards. So I'm like, I don't know, man.
exactly.
Janae says she wants cookies.
Today, you better bring me cookies.
And she also thought that was she always thought that was a rule for that too.
Yeah. Same.
All right.
Same.
All right, now let's move on to Andor. Did anybody see the premiere?
Nope.
Yeah, all 3 episodes? Heck yeah.
All right, the floor is yours.
Okay, okay, I get it, Will. It's too slow for you. What I will tell you is 2 things. One, it's clear that the creators heard you. It's clear that they were like, okay, we get that the show is a little slow for you. So 1 episode every week is going to be hard. So we're going to put out 2 to 3 episodes every week.
They heard me.
Christ, it is going to be worth it.
They heard me.
They heard you.
What?
These 3 episodes were so good, and so it sets up the season well, and they're so contained. There is the aesthetic is beautiful. I have to say they're finally going extremely dark. The fact that we had for the first time in Star Wars, at least as far as to my knowledge, on screen, have someone stated that they were going to get raped in Star Wars.
What?
Like, yeah. So the girl, one of the main people, she basically runs into an officer who it's very clear he's gonna try and rape her. And she does. He tries, and she defends herself and basically kills him. And another officer sees this and tries to like attack her, and she's like, "He tried to rape me." I'm like, yeah, Star Wars is getting dark. Star Wars is getting real.
Yeah, genocide, no problem. A rape, that's definitely bad, right?
What are you talking about?
My point. Now I'm just saying, genocide and killing children, that's okay, but it gets dark when there's rape involved.
But okay, let's be clear though. 1, they don't say the word genocide. 2, when they go to kill younglings, we don't see anything other than the aftermath of people laying down, and we don't see blood or scorch marks or anything. I just got done rewatching Revenge of the Sith today. All those younglings, we don't see jack shit. So it's very like, and again, it's understandable. It's just because it's supposed to be more family friendly. It's very PG-13, if you will. But like, it's another level when you have someone say those words. You know, someone who actually sees that thing like actually, because we watch it happen. It's not something that like happens off screen. It's something that we see in the moment of him trying to rape her. So I do think that that's very, very impactful, very powerful.
That's dark.
Yeah, well, like I said, again, I understand Star Wars has dark. Yes, you're right. There are murder of races and all kinds of different things, but typically those happen off screen, and we show up in the aftermath. And again, no one ever says they're genocide. When they go to kill all the Jedis, it's just Order 66. Like, it's not, hey, go slaughter all the Jedis. Like, you know, they don't use that language. And so hearing that happen on Star Wars, to me, is a new thing. That's very a next level, a new jump, a new phase in where they're going. I will say it's very good. I'm excited to see where it goes. Also, I normally with prequel shows, I'm a little hesitant on things because obviously we know where it's going to ultimately end because we know Rogue One. But, you know, honestly, after season 1, I wasn't sure. Watching these 3 episodes starting in season 2, I can honestly see what we're doing. We're really getting to know why Cassian is so dark in Rogue One, like why he's so cutthroat, why he's so pull the trigger, ask questions later kind of guy. We're watching him become that guy right now, and it's pretty sad. It's pretty dark. It's just watching someone who has hope and good in them have everything ripped away from him slowly over time to become this shell of a person that needs to, you know, be the assassin that the rebels need. So I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes. I think if I remember correctly, they're going to be doing like 2 to 3 episodes every week. So it makes it feel a little faster. So you can kind of get the entire mini plot in those 3 episodes. And then like the next 2 or 3 will have its own little plot. And so there's plenty of story, plenty of action. And I'm sure just like last time, it will have a very powerful payout.
All right.
What's next, show?
All right, we got a bunch of news from Star Wars Celebration. First up, picture number 15 and then 18. Yeah, so they released this with official like every single character. And, like that's a lot.
That's really cool.
What does that say? 20?
Yeah.
What
Because
is?
it's the 20th anniversary for the celebration, I think.
Oh, okay. I was like, Star Wars is older than 20 years, so I don't know what the 20's for.
Right.
All right, you said 18.
Yeah, 18 next. Yeah, these are the whole list of everything that's we got planned, the entire schedule.
I'm gonna be so stoked for that next season of Visions. Have you watched that, Will? Visions?
Oh snap! They have a Mandalorian Grogu.
Yeah. The Mandalorian
Yeah.
Grogu is gonna have a movie instead of doing another season. They're gonna turn it into a movie instead.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'll
talk
just
about
watch
that
it.
momentarily. All right.
What'd you say, Shah? What'd you say?
We're gonna talk about it in a moment. First, so they mentioned that Ahsoka season 2 is coming, and they recast the that one guy, picture number 14.
Who's the one guy?
That Sith
Oh,
dude, not the
the
that guy.
Jedi. Yeah.
He's been recast. That's the best pictures we got of him. What are your thoughts?
I mean, understandably.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will throw any.
Right.
Like shade.
I would surely hope not.
Right.
All right.
Lucasfilm has also announced a Starfighter movie, which will be directed by Sean Levy and starring Ryan Gosling. It'll be released on May 28th, 2007. Also, they also announced the animated Darth Maul series called Darth Maul and the Maul Shadow Lord. Let's see, it's going to be about him training his Padawan Talon. I have something for that. Picture number 11. Yeah, that's
People love Maul, so it makes sense.
Yeah. It's going to take place in between Clone Wars and Rebels. So that entire time period. We also got a logo for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which will release on May 22nd next year. Picture number 12. It's going to be accompanied by Zeb from the Rebels, from Star Wars Rebels.
Woohoo! More Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
I think
Pedro's
Zeb's
just
also
like
going to be
his own
showing up in
Hollywood.
Ahsoka. Yeah. All right. In addition to season 3 of Star Wars Visions, we're also getting a special limited series called The Ninth Jedi that will be on Disney Plus in 2006, picture number 13. So we got that as well.
That'll be fun.
And the last thing I got for Star Wars, coming in May, Star Wars is going to be hitting Fortnite. The trailer includes air fights, so you can fight in jets, Palpatine, and Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah.
It's gonna be May. What? No.
Yeah, coming in May. They're gonna have like 4 different time periods or whatever the thing's called, and yeah, different stuff added.
Is Fortnite gonna be like? Hear me out. Is Fortnite gonna be like? In the movie Demolition Man, where all the restaurants have now become Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Is all the video games just
Oh,
gonna
my
be
goodness.
Fortnite?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Slowly.
We shall play in Fortnite. Why Fortnite? Because that's all the sports that we have.
All right, next up, time to talk about Doctor Who. Anyone seen the last 2 episodes?
I want to jokingly say who? No. What was the most recent episode again? What was it?
Last week was Dr. Ringeding, Mr. Ringeding, the cartoon thing.
Yeah, it was good.
And yeah. What are your thoughts on that episode?
super good, and I'm surprised it took this long. Well, actually, no, I should take that back. I'm not surprised it took this long because, again, Disney money, it hits differently.
Facts.
But I thought it was really good. I love the actor they got to play Ring-a-Ding. That's oh god, what's his face? I just had his name and it went out the
Alan Cummings.
Yes. He was great. I think he played a very good, like, twisted character. I think it was also interesting. Doctor Who has touched base on it a little bit over the years, but not a bunch. But like talking about being in the past, being we'll left because we're going to talk about race again. Being in the past and not being white in America, like seeing those situations happen. It's interesting to see those kind of play out once again in Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts on the fourth wall break?
The what?
The fourth wall break.
Oh yeah, that was so cool. I mean, I don't know, I liked it a lot. I thought it was super cute, and especially that they end it and they get to stay alive. I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm just too like excited over dumb stuff.
It was good. It was really good. But my thing though is that there's a really important moment in that tells me that they're doing something really interesting with this season.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of fourth wall breaking, because in that scene, one of the people says, "Oh, I knew this was going to happen. It was leaked online. RFP Doctor Who."
Oh,
which means that leak was made on purpose.
Yeah.
And that Davies and them are actually using the internet and stuff to actually use for the show.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that'd be a cool way to. I think it'd be an interesting thing to do.
Because notice that there's been a lot of fourth wall breaking the last 2 seasons.
Oh yeah. Well, to be fair, Doctor Who over the last I can't talk about classic Doctor Who per se because I don't remember off the top of my head. I haven't seen everything from back then, but like from.
I don't mean winks to the audience. I mean literal fourth wall breaking with like Mrs. Flood and Susan Twist and the gods have all made straight up wink to the camera and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm trying to point out is like if you go back and like Peter Capaldi had moments where he's talking to you. There's moments Matt Smith would pause and look right back at the screen and like talk to the camera. I can't recall Tennant doing much of that, but I remember Matt Smith doing it 2 or 3 times, and I certainly can remember Capaldi doing it a handful of times where he would walk around the TARDIS by himself having a conversation and then look right at the camera because he's talking to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying that there's like a lot more in this 2 seasons.
You might be completely right. Yeah.
Now, the episode that came just today, The Well.
I haven't watched it yet. Is it good?
Spoiler alert.
That's fine. That's fair. I'm okay.
This one is a super big spoiler. So if you haven't seen the episode,
oh shit! So you tell me I should be quiet? I should walk away?
Yes. Stop listening for the next 5 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
I'll take it. I'll take it. It's okay.
So this episode is actually a sequel to a much, much earlier episode many seasons ago.
Ooh,
it was already theorized that might be what's happening. But I don't know how much I should say, but
say it all. It's not the Doctor's daughter. It's oh my god, I've been waiting for that forever.
It is not.
Damn, that would have been great.
It's a sequel to a standalone episode.
Oh, what episode?
A standalone episode.
The Doctor's daughter was a standalone episode.
Well, technically. Okay, I'm gonna just say it.
Say it.
It's a sequel episode to Midnight.
I'm trying to remember which one is Midnight.
The episode where he's in that bus and there's some sort of mimicking creature that goes inside some lady. The Planet of Diamonds.
Midnight. I'm like Midnight. It is not ringing a bell in my head. So let me look it up here.
What? That's one of the best episodes. Midnight.
hey, nothing. It's hard to beat Blink. Okay.
It's up there. It's right up there with Blink.
You might be. For some reason it's not ringing a bell. So sorry, I gotta go. Let me go. Doctor Who Midnight episode. I'm googling it right now because I'm like, it's not ringing a bell. Doctor Who.
Pineapple Diamonds. It was trapped in a little bus thing.
That's okay. I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Now he remembers.
There you go.
When you said bus, I'm thinking of like a bus on a street somewhere. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, yeah, that was a good episode. That was a cool one. So it's a sequel to that episode. That's awesome because that was that Smith or Capaldi back then?
That was Tennant.
Oh God, way back, way Tennant. Oh,
that's
God.
way back there. Yeah.
Was that Rose with him still or no?
That was Donna.
Oh, Donna was okay. Donna was with him.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I will be. And I'm guessing Donna's not back. I'm assuming
she is not. No.
Okay, so this will be that'll be interesting. Okay, yeah, I will be excited to watch that. That'll be cool.
Yeah, it's a really good episode. Just dropped earlier today. It drops for Saturday in the morning at 3. So yeah,
I keep forgetting it drops on Saturdays. I need to get better about that because I end up watching Saturday night or Sunday morning.
Right.
Today, too busy reading comics and trying to finish watching because I started it and didn't finish last night of episode 3.
All right, moving on. We finally got a release date for Sandman Season 2. Volume 1 will be dropping on July 3rd, and Volume 2 will be dropping on July 24th. And we're interested in that.
Bring me a dream.
I'm gonna start watching it.
I'm excited. I mean, Sandman's good. I am curious how they'll end the season because I wonder. Obviously, they were originally going out with the idea of having a season 3, but from my understanding, they were told right like when they were finishing up that they weren't going to get it because of things. So I wonder if they wrapped it up or if it's going to be left open.
Right. Well, I mean, the first one did kind of like end, so I think it should be fine. Like
it ended that.
Ended like a chapter type thing where it's the story is told. So that's what I mean.
Yeah,
so I would say
there's plenty of stories to be in the Sandman universe.
Yeah, so I would assume that's what they're gonna do.
God, I'm sorry, but that episode that came out after season 1, that like special, the cat one, that's so sad. That's such a depressing episode.
So bad, so sad.
Did you watch it?
The comic?
No, I did not.
Well, I know it's in the comic, but like, I guess I just wasn't prepared to see it on screen. I was like, no, the cat, they're killing cats.
All right, Shaw, what's next up, man?
All right. So Macabre Brooks, the actor that plays Jax in Mortal Kombat movies, recently did an interview about Mortal Kombat 2, which is coming out. He said that there will be that all the problems with the first movie will be fixed. That the makers heard all the complaints. That there's going to be 27 fights in the movie. Each will be around 3 minutes, give or take. And yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I didn't know there were any problems in the first one.
I thought the only problem in the first one was that we never made it to Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true too.
Outside of that, it was that fight between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I can watch that fight all day long. That fight is so good.
That was cool.
God, it's just like the video game when he slices up and freezes his blood into an icicle and slams it back down into him. Yeah, that's the game. Like, that's so good.
Come here.
I don't know. That's my only. I think that was my only ever complaint. But even then, I really liked it. So I've been kind of frustrated that it's taken this long for a new one. Didn't it come out like during COVID?
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I
it did.
remember watching that during COVID. I was like so happy.
Right.
Yeah.
Gave you something to do.
Good things.
Gave you something to do.
Well, I mean, 27 different fights. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, but
how long is
quantity over quality here? Come on.
It was like, how long is the movie going to be?
You're gonna get a lot of one-hit KOs.
Right.
Well, remember, he said some of those fights will be 3 minutes long. So if we take 27 times 3. The whole movie's
All
just
right.
gonna be fights. There's not gonna be any plot.
No, just butt shots and everywhere.
Number of fighting. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Next up, let's talk about The Last of Us. Did anybody see the last 2 episodes and the big death scene?
No.
I mean, we could talk about The First of Us, but I mean, no.
First
I'm not ready to see the death scenes.
I actually have not. I'm gonna wait, and I know what happens, but I'm gonna wait until
You know what's coming.
If not
Yeah.
all of it or more of it, so I can binge watch it.
Right.
Right.
You know what's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, they made a kind of a big change where a certain character isn't there for the death.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Pedro's like, bye guys, Marvel's calling me.
Not as impactful.
Another time he died. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got the new logo for the Superman Supergirl movies. Picture number 16.
Will shakes his head.
This is a Supergirl movie?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 I'm very because this is they're clearly trying to tell us something here, but what it is, I don't know. Like the angle or the choice in cinematography, like what they're going to be doing here. Like, is this
It's a little,
what era is this? Like late 80s, early 90s era style? Font. Like, what are we looking at here?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the story is supposed to be basically around while she's still in space. So,
Well, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this doesn't fit the storyline. So I'm just trying to figure out what they're. Is it that the soundtrack is going to be everything 80s or something, or like what are we doing?
He said soundtrack everything.
I don't know. I'm just. I mean, here's the thing: logos can do a lot, right? Like currently in the comics right now, there's Doctor Strange of Asgard going on right now, and his stuff is very set up, like kind of late 80s, early 90s, mythical style. That's very much what they're going for. Very like the way they've done Thor in the movies, like, especially in Love and Thunder, where they kind of made it that heavy metal, not heavy, but like the hair metal style stuff. So I don't know. That's I'm just curious, like if this logo is supposed to be telling us something they're trying to do,
maybe some type of a message.
Yeah, and I just don't know because it doesn't fit the story that I know of, so I just don't know what they're going to tell us.
Right. Yeah.
Well, like I always say, give me a trailer and we'll see.
I wait until I see the movie.
All right. Well, similarly, we also got a set photo of what may be Lobo. I'm not sure if this is real or not. Picture number 10.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm told that this might be fake, but I'm not sure.
It's hard to tell.
Where's the space hog?
Yeah. Like, what is this?
Well, the thing is, you notice how there's a lot of green on it, meaning there's probably like CGI that they put around it.
Some good CGI.
That's what I'm saying. With all the green on it, if it is, it's him using a regular motorcycle, but they use CGI to make it look more spacey and shit. But I don't know. Like I said, I know people love Lobo, and I get it. I totally do. I don't care for Lobo. I really don't.
Don't do Lobo like that.
Oh,
But Lobo's not like people are like, oh, do a Lobo movie. I'm like, why? Why would you do a Lobo movie? What are you going to
The same reason you do a Deadpool movie.
because Deadpool's cool.
Yeah,
So
but
The exact same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
The exact same thing.
No.
And you know it's your boy.
Yeah, a funny asshole that kicks ass.
Yep.
It's literally the same
Yeah, but
thing.
Lobo doesn't kick ass. He's just a fucking
Yes,
piece
he
of
does.
shit.
He kicks ass.
Lobo
he
killed
can.
his entire planet just
Yes.
for because he wanted to be the only guy.
Yes, he kicks ass.
He's whooping Superman's
No,
ass.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's like he's not a good dude. Deadpool's an
I'm not gonna
anti-hero.
do either.
Well, you mean to tell
Yeah.
so you mean to
Deadpool's
tell
also
me-
an asshole.
So you
He
mean to tell
is, but like he
so
has
you
his
mean to tell-
moments.
so you
Lobo
mean to tell
really doesn't.
so you mean to tell me you have to be a good guy to get a movie?
No,
Exactly. What do you mean?
Again,
You can
I'm
say
not
the same
saying
thing
that.
about Daredevil, not
I
Daredevil.
understand.
What's his name?
I understand people like him, and that's why I get it. It's just for me personally, if a Lobo movie came out, I would happily wait till it shows up on Max. The character.
Nah, you'd be the first one at the theater. Don't worry.
God
And
no.
You'd be the first one at the theater.
I wouldn't. I could care less about a Lobo.
You'd be the first, and then you'd be coming on here. Will, guess what? It was fantastic.
Unless Jason Momoa himself invites me to the theaters for the red carpet event,
You going there for
my
real?
ass is not going to.
You'll go. You would go just to take pictures for Cat.
I could go take pictures of Cat for anything else but that. If she wants that, I'll go rewatch Aquaman again and send her those pictures. There you go.
Lobo's cool.
Also, we finally got news that the pilot for the Lantern series has wrapped.
Woohoo!
And the full series will begin filming on March 30th.
Interesting.
Wait, did you say March 30th?
Yes. That it wrapped on March 30th. And
I was like, wait, they wrapped the pilot and we have to wait a year for them to even start filming this? What?
Yeah, my bad.
It'd be crazy.
I'm excited. I mean, I think it has potential to be really great. She says you take her a picture.
I can check.
What's up, Cat?
Cat's like, I can make my own smut.
I can take my own pictures.
Yeah.
She has a full.
Lobo is cool. Thank you, Cat.
Yeah, like Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider's cooler in every way.
You just
all right. So we got
hold on. Wait a minute, Shaw. Give me a second. Hold on. Where is the Tyler I know? Because Tyler is normally
just characters that I think are overrated.
Tyler is normally positive and likes every character. And this is the first time since you talked about Black Adam that I heard you don't like a character.
To be fair, technically, as I like Deadpool because he's fun and I do enjoy Ryan Reynolds, but Deadpool's an overrated character completely. Deadpool's a hugely overrated character.
Wow.
Deadpool's a character they didn't even know what to do with for the first 10 years of his existence. He was just a copycat of Deathstroke. And then they thought, what if we just made him crazy and had him fourth wall break? And guess what? It made him more popular with people. So he's an overrated. I mean, is he fun? Yes. And there's the cool storylines? Absolutely. But he is an overrated character. If someone comes up to me and says, my favorite superhero is Deadpool, that's going to be a miniature red flag for me. Just like if someone walks up to me and says Lobo is their favorite character, that's going to be a red flag for me a little bit.
But what if
his name Chad?
What if someone's
name Mike and he crushes monsters?
But what if it's a little kid that loves Lobo?
Oh, but that's a different situation. Like a little kid, I'm never gonna. I always encourage people to read, and so he
might have went back and watched them old Superman, Superman the animated series from back in the day and saw Lobo. He might have fell in love with Lobo.
Oh yeah, except I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It would just be something that I would be cautious. I would probably ask questions, and then once I got to the point, if it came out that it revealed that, but Ghost Rider actually is a good dude. You just have to understand him. Here
we go. The man has a pent and stare that can destroy you from the inside out, and he's a good dude.
It's not him though. Man, the spirit of vengeance is such a weird thing because it's actually a weapon of heaven. God actually created the spirit of vengeance.
Just used multiple times.
You think you wouldn't get along with my husband? What do you mean? With what?
Well, I mean, God also created hell, so.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's just like he's just the spirit of vengeance is such a weird thing. No, he's not going to start to pick up people with questionable moral. Again, I just don't tend to see. I'm not saying Ghost Rider is a good hero to look up to. I'm not telling anyone that. I'm just saying I don't think it's hard for me to justify seeing Lobo as an anti-hero for me when 9 times out of 10 he's just there for kicks, and then he also
Lobo alone. Lobo did nothing to you.
He blew up his own planet.
He did nothing to you though. He didn't blow up your planet.
Also, I always hate how he talks.
The main man.
Man, the big
I'm the
man.
main man.
Oh, I'm Lobo, the big man.
I'm Lobo. I'm the main man.
Yeah, I'm always like, because Deadpool's his favorite. I'm not shit talking. I just said I don't shit talk Deadpool. I love Ryan Reynolds. I think it's great. I think if out of all the characters, out of all the stuff, there's so many great characters, and I think sometimes Deadpool might get, because of his popularity, will get the shine brighter than others, despite there being way better characters.
Johnny Blaze was.
And that happens with everything. That happens with everything. There's plenty of characters. Punisher, I love Punisher, but he's not a good character. And there's so many other better characters than him. Genuinely, Red Hood has had a lot better story arc than Punisher, and Red Hood started out straight up murdering people. And so Johnny Blaze was I wouldn't go that way with Johnny, because that's really not that's not who Johnny was.
Janae holding you to the fire, sir. She holding you to the fire.
Like I said, I'll take it. I'm okay with that. I'm just
saying that people who like Harley Quinn are red flags.
And that's why I'm a red flag, 100%. That's why I'm 100% a red flag. I love me Harley Quinn.
I don't judge people who like Harley Quinn.
Now, if you come to me and say that you love the relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn, that's a major red flag, and for me.
Right. Well, speaking of weird combinations, we there's going to be a Batman Power Ranger inspired design crossover thing, whatever.
I wrote stuff
Picture
about
number 17.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually wrote stuff about this.
Yes.
Picture number 17.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is
what are
going
your
to take
thoughts on
place
it?
in the future.
I guess.
Interesting.
So it's going to be called oh god, what is it like? Let me see. I have it written down. Where did I put it? Immortal Legends Batman.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to take place in the far future. It's written by Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. Kyle Higgins has written a lot of Power Rangers and Radiant Black stuff. Matt Groom has written Power Rangers, Inferno Girl Red, other Marvel Spider-Man characters. He's also a host of the Ranger Danger podcast that I absolutely love. The artist is Erica D'Urso. She's done like Red Sonja, Inferno Girl Red, some Marvel comics with Spider-Man, like Spider-Verse, of course, Power Rangers, Marvel Reborn. Great artist. She's a phenomenal artist. This is going to be coming out in August, so I definitely am going to tell people that if you want this, go talk to your local shops, because they probably don't know. They know it's Batman, so they're going to order 20 of them anyway because it's Batman, but they don't know that it's going to also attract the Power Ranger nerds like me. And so
is he getting a Zord?
You know what? He might. I don't know. He's going to get a spaceship. That I know. It's supposed to take place in the future when humanity has spread out across the galaxy.
Right. Right.
And so I don't know what that means. Like, does he protect the cosmos? I don't know. There's going to be a Robin. There's going to be a Nightwing. There's going to be a Batman. I heard rumors that there's going to be Red Hood. That's not confirmed.
But here's the real question: is it going to be a Janae?
Right? I agree. That's a question. No, I'm super excited for it. Again, it's going to be coming out, I believe, I want to say the end of August. So right now to maybe May. May is going to be like the month you need to be talking to your shops to be like making sure they're putting in their orders, because typically the cutoff order for that would probably be the end of June. So make sure they're starting to get that.
All right.
I didn't mean to steal the thunder there. I was just very excited.
You're good. You said yes. I heard what happened. My son was talking to me. We were just talking about how great you are, Janae. We were just telling the world how fantastic you are.
Exactly.
Yes.
What's funny is that's actually what we were doing, but how we just said that makes it probably sound like we didn't say that. We actually were saying she was great. So that's even funnier.
All right. So the last thing I got apparently, the director of the Borderlands movie has stated in an interview that he believes that the reasons that his movie failed was because of the circumstances around it, being the COVID pandemic. What are y'all thoughts on that?
That's bullshit. That's lies.
Bullshit.
The pandemic's long past, my
Hella
guy.
lie. Hella lie.
That was a lot of lies in that.
Hella lies. That's a
I
lot of
haven't even
lies in that
seen the
statement.
movie yet, and I can tell you that's a lot.
A lot of lies in that statement, boy.
That movie was trash, and I watched that shit.
Straight trash.
I still want to watch it just to see if it's really that bad.
It's not worth it.
Hey, if I can sit through Madam Web, I probably can sit through Borderlands.
Madam Web is trash.
If
too.
I can sit through Black Adam, I can probably.
You know what though? You know what though? You know, I'm gonna say this straight up.
Yeah.
I didn't think Black Adam was that bad.
I know.
The only thing that pissed me off, only thing that pissed me off was the end when we didn't get Shazam. And I get it. And I get it. The Rock wrestler, you trying to close it like it's a show. You bring Superman, and there's an anime out when they first met. Understand that. Well, not an anime, but a cartoon movie. Get that part. But it should have been Shazam.
No, you're right. No,
and if it was Shazam, then yeah, I think it could have maybe moved forward. But with Superman,
I genuinely think Black Adam looks like a good movie. Like they did a very good job on like how like the CGI looks good. They happen to choose some phenomenal actors to be some great characters, like Dr. Fate.
Hawkman was awesome.
Yeah, Hawkman was phenomenal. He was great. No, they did a good job with everything, how it looked, how things. It was just that was a beautiful movie. I won't shit talk that whatsoever. I just the only two things. One of them is on me. One of them is a very much me thing, and that is the fact that every time I've ever read Black Adam has always been when he's outside of that city. So he's always been a villain. I've never read any of the comics when he's in his city and he's I wasn't aware of that going into that movie. So that I have that weird like, why are we doing this? I wasn't until later I found out. So that's a me thing. And then the other issue is simply I just feel like there's several plot choices that they made that I felt were just bad. Like it was things you could tell the Rock was like, I think this will look cool. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
What? A swear jar? What? We got a swear jar? What? We do? Where's that? I'm trying to figure out where it is.
But I don't know. I'm still gonna hold a grudge for having probably the best actor to play Dr. Fate, having a great design for Dr. Fate, and then forgetting who Dr. Fate is, because
that's a good point.
I was like, hold up. What?
That's a good point too. That's a good point too. Very good point. Very good point. If I had to
compare it to Madam Web, I'll watch Black Adam all day long. I'll happily rewatch Black Adam compared to Madam Web.
I'll happily rewatch Resident Evil, all the Resident Evil movies, rather than Black Adam.
Why you don't like the Resident Evil movies?
You punishing yourself, Don.
I like the first one and the second one, and maybe the third one. Everything after that, I was like, I can't work with that.
I mean, after those, they get kind of they're fun to watch, but they're bad.
Yeah,
I really like the second Resident Evil. I'm not saying it's good. Here's the thing. To be fair, I'm someone who watched the movies before I touched the games.
Same.
And so then I went and touched the games, and then I had issues with the games because I didn't like them. A friend of mine loaned me the very first game, and I was like, "How do you play this thing? It sucks."
Fix camera angles. Learn them.
The camera angles suck, and then you have a gun that doesn't do anything.
Right.
I was like, I hate this game.
Right.
All right. Let's go ahead and move over to Dami's video game news. If she has any video game news you got, Dami?
So, Until Dawn, the movie released today.
Oh, it did?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it in theaters or is it on streaming or what?
It's in theaters.
Oh, dope.
Awesome.
I'll be excited to see if it's good or not.
And then unannounced Blade Runner game canceled at Supermassive Games.
Oh, that's sad.
Saw that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I think it could have been cool.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders were sold out. Like as soon as they went live, and I was so hoping to buy one.
My jaw is so on the floor right now for that. Whoa, what?
I ain't messing with it.
Who would have guessed?
$450? Heck yeah, I'll buy it.
I ain't messing with it. You better off getting a Switch OLED, and it's more of a functional unit. And it's more of a function, unless you're just that much into Pokemon.
We shouldn't be surprised when people be buying iPhones like that. So
yeah, I mean, Will, have you met Pokemon people?
Yeah, people be like,
have.
yeah.
I have.
I'm just kidding.
I
Because,
have,
right,
and some of the,
I've been going to events locally, and we've all come to, like, Funko events selling comic books and Funkos, and we've all come to the collective reasoning that we got into the wrong thing, because people show up selling Pokemon cards and they leave with like, oh, we just made $20,000 in a 3-hour afternoon. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. I made $10.
It's like, jeez.
I got into the wrong business, I guess.
Yep.
Become an entrepreneur. And then Fallout 3 Remaster is coming after the Oblivion remaster, but it'll be a while until we get an announcement for it. But Oblivion just came out.
Why can't we get a Fallout collection of like the first? Because the first, like, wasn't the first 2 never on console?
No, it was on computer, I think.
Yeah, so like let's get a cool remaster of like the first 2 or 3 and put those on console for the first time.
Nah, but that's like, y'all asking too much from me.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair.
Oh my goodness.
And then what's it called?
That's like asking Rockstar to put out a game that's not one game every 20 years.
Yeah, good luck with that.
That's the same game 20 years later.
Yep.
We got the new GTA 5 on PlayStation 7.
Don't forget to get your shark cards.
I know. I'm too far. Well, sucks.
Go fight the 6-year-olds online that their parents don't pay attention to.
Call them all the swear words.
Man, I used to joke working at GameStop that anytime I sold Grand Theft Auto 5 to a parent who's clearly giving it to their like 10 or younger kid, I wanted to be like, every issue comes with a free call to CPS.
Damn.
Like, you don't care about your kid.
Yeah, they're like, it's nothing worse than what they see on TV. I'm like, what are you letting them watch?
South Park? Futurama?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you letting them watch porn or something? Jesus.
They can't do that because they're gonna sign up for an account.
That's only in Texas.
Oh,
yeah, only in Texas.
Everywhere else is like fine.
Everywhere else is like, you just got to hit the I'm over 18 and we're good to go.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, Texas is they're cracking down. They want to make sure that we're all holy.
I don't know about that.
Well, I know Grindr says otherwise for the Republican conventions. Family values, way to go.
Oh my goodness.
Then Xbox hints at Indiana Jones sequel. We think there's life in that franchise. I'm like, I don't know, man.
I still have not watched the most recent movie.
Aren't they coming out with a what they're talking about coming out with a handheld?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Smack that thing on Nintendo Switch 2.
This thing belongs in a museum.
You damn right it does. Well, that's all I have for video game news.
All right.
That's all, folks.
All right. Real quick, let me roll over to Tyler, see if anything he has. Tyler, what you got for us tonight, my friend?
I'll try to go through quick because I got some fun stuff. We already went through the Batman stuff, so that's cool. That's one check off the list. Woohoo! You guys don't know, next weekend is Free Comic Book Day.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, it's the fun time. If you guys haven't heard of it, it started in 2002, so this is what, 23rd year? Is my math right there? Yeah, 23 years. Idea is to get people to start reading, to get people to go into your local comic shops. I would say most comic shops are pretty much participating with it. Some don't, but usually if they're not signed up with the free comic book convention, like their actual stuff, they're usually doing deals or other discounts and all kinds of things. it's a really fun time to get into a new hobby. It's a really fun time if you have young kids who are trying to, just get into reading and they love superheroes or they love anything. Like, it's a fun time to show up that kind of stuff. There's always a lot of good comics that they like to do. I mean, this year you have titles like Boom Studios is doing like a Power Ranger VR Trooper comic. I believe Dynamite is doing like a Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls team up. Conan is getting from Titan. They're getting something. All kinds of different fun things that they do. DC, all of them do their own special, like from all the way to like Archie and simple family stuff, all the way up to the mature setup. And the cool thing about it is Free Comic Book Days does use color coding to help kind of, if you as a parent don't really know what you're doing sometimes when you go in there. I get it. It can be confusing. So they tend to make the green titles that say Free Comic Book Day, they tend to make those to be like all ages. Blue tends to be for more teenage, and red tends to be mature. So that's a good way to know when you're trying to figure out what comics to let your kids read. Go into a shop. Obviously, yes, pick some free comic books up because that's the fun part, right? But, if you're able to, pick up something while you're there. Maybe pick up a pack of Pokemon cards. Pick up a comic book box because you're going to need one. Once you start getting into comics, you're going to start needing to put things in there. So go do that. It's always fun. You get to meet a new community. You get to make new friends. I, of course, people know, not only do I run the Yakima Fanatics here in Yakima, which is a Funko collector group, but I'm also participating in the 509 comic group, which is a group of community people who love collecting, trading, and selling comics. And so it's fun to have that community. It's fun to find good people, good friends, to be able to kind of just have that in your life. I kind of wanted to give out, and if you want to learn more information on Free Comic Book Day, just go to freecomicbookday.com. You can put in your zip code, and it'll tell you where the closest store is. And of course, like, as normal, just go to Google and you can type in comic book and see where your local shop is. And I'm sure there'll be some fun stuff to see. They'll probably do giveaways, all kinds of fun things. I wanted to give a couple cool shout outs. I asked the group if they wanted to do some shout outs as well here, but I'll do mine first. Walla Walla has Digital Heroes. I love them. They're a great store. If you're over in that area, check them out. They also have an online store, so you can actually buy comics directly to them online and have them shipped to your house. Super great, and they have a rewards program, so you can like buy stuff and get points. So that's kind of dope. I gave it to 2 or 3 of my friends, and they have gotten like too many free comics out of it now because they keep buying shit from them all the time. Tri-Cities, if you're over there, you have Adventure Underground. They really don't need my support. They're massive. They have tons of things, but the fact that they're so big and have so many cool things is kind of fun. Being able to explore comics that maybe your local shop doesn't always get. Yakima has Ron's Coin and Collectibles. That's been around for like ever. Anyone who knows Yakima knows Ron's. They have coins. They got all kinds of just trinkets that you'll never think you've ever seen. Also, recently in Yakima opened up Yak Comics. I love that place. They've been open for about 3 weeks now, maybe 4 weeks. I can't do math apparently. But great store. I'm super excited. If you haven't been over there, check them out. They're just wonderful people. Up in Ellensburg, I love going to check out Central City Comics. Again, store that's been there for a long time, does a great job in the community, and I think offers some amazing stuff. So I encourage people to go out there. That's it for the Free Comic Book Day. What I'll say is for comic book news, I don't know if people know, but I've actually been reading Excalibur lately. It's an old 80s comic, and there's been so many weird things. I'm learning that in the 80s, apparently was a wild time for everything. One, copyright law seems to either be non-existent or no one cared for comic books. I was reading a Marvel comic Excalibur, and Clark Kent and Lois Lane showed up. So that was fun.
Oh, yeah. Marvel and DC had a lot of crossovers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they did, but not typically like when they did their crossovers, typically it was like big events. They didn't typically.
No. They used to do it all the time.
Well,
like big events thing, like back in like the early Silver Age and like it, yeah. But during that time period, like yeah.
So what I mean though is like there's not just, so another one in Excalibur, they were waiting in line in a space place or whatever, and they ran into a Dalek. Like it's one of those things that you can kind of laugh at and look at that they got away with back then. I don't think they could get away with now. So that's why I wonder, like, what was the rules and laws back then with copyright? I have no idea. I haven't read a DC.
I think there was that Marvel was doing the Doctor Who comics at the time. I think I might be wrong.
I
I'm
don't
not
know. I'd
sure.
have to look. I thought IDW, but I maybe I
Yeah, I'm not sure.
what to say? It's just interesting to see. Plus, I took a picture people saw in the group of that. People dial in to do fantasy role playing through the phone system, and 60 cents a minute. You'd be sitting there calling. I'm like, man, you're on the phone for an hour or two doing that. You're gonna be jacking up those phone rates. So,
Oh yes.
another comic I actually found when I was at Comics. Another again crossover that I didn't even know existed. Marvel Top Cow Image did a crossover. I didn't know that. It's called Devil's Reign. We get to see like Ghost Rider teaming up with Witchblade.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah. We have like Silver Surfer teaming up with like Ballistic and Elektra with like Weapon Zero. So these are like very hardcore old 90s Image people just being able to team up with some 90s Marvel, and that is some crazy shit. I'm excited to read more of that, but that's again a thing you find when you go to a comic store and just browse through stuff. You find things you didn't know existed. So much fun.
Quickly, just to help anyone who doesn't know who the team of Excalibur is, explain who Excalibur is.
Oh, sure. I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excalibur is surprisingly gets left out, which is weird because they have so many issues. They were a group formed in the absence of X-Men. There was a couple groups that formed in the absence of X-Men, like New Mutants and other stuff. But at the time, X-Men was believed to be dead. And so you had Captain Britain, you had Megan, you had Rachel Summers, you had Kitty Pryde, and Nightcrawler. And they kind of came together in England to form this mashup, kind of be the modern day, not necessarily X-Men, but they take on the name Excalibur, like the sword, and protect the world where they need to. They tend to fight a lot of multiversal issues, maybe not necessarily dealing a ton of issues with like racial injustices like the X-Men did, but again, more of like hopping through multiverses and fighting Nazi versions of themselves or just wacky things that they do. It's a very good one. It's dark. It's fun. I love the group. It's a very interesting dynamic, but it was just another one of those X groups that come out of, if you like Marvel, if you like the X-Men type stuff, it's another one of those type of teams that kind of came out of everything.
Cool.
Yep. They started in the 80s. They had their first run had 120 issues, led all the way to the late 90s. And then since then, they've had a couple short runs in the 2000s, but very cool, very fun one. If you like some good comics, I'm on issue 16 right now. I'm excited to read that tonight. So it's just something fun to read. It's a very big throwback. I don't actually know the full plots in Excalibur, so it's it's a new story versus like I've picked up old X-Men comics knowing the outcome, knowing the plot, knowing where they go with the story, but I just read it for fun. This is a story that I really have no idea where they go with things. So I'm actually very excited to see what happens. Again, things you can find at a local comic shop that you didn't know in the dollar bin. So always fun. With that, that's the comic book news. I would hop over to what everyone's really waiting for is Power Rangers Sexy. Because everyone is just dying. And I can tell Will's face looks like he is dying to know who is the sexiest of them all.
Y'all know what I did. Y'all already know.
So we missed out last week. So people who are tuning in, I'll give you, of course, last week we had the battles of like, I just had the list. Where'd it go? Where'd the list go? There it is.
You lost it.
I had it and I hit a button and it scrolled away and I was like, no. The results that we had leading up to it, where is it? It's right. Oh, I apparently deleted last week, so I just have the current stuff. Okay, well, okay, we'll just go to current stuff. Never mind. So, what we had going into this past week, we had, there it is. Yeah, so we had Chad versus Adam originally last week. Adam took the win there, knocking Chad out of the ring. So I guess the mermaid girlfriend didn't make him all the way to the top. We had Leo versus Wes. Leo kicked Wes's ass, so I guess the golden retriever just couldn't keep going. We had the battle that everyone was super waiting for, Sarah versus Kimberly. Sarah did win, just barely, but she did win. Kimberly was knocked out. We had Kira versus Summer. Kira took home that win right there. And then we had Tommy versus Coda. With no surprise, Tommy took in that win. This past week, we had the semifinals. We had 5 people, so one person had to fight twice to deal with it. The first battle of the week we had was Tommy versus Adam. And Adam actually took Tommy out.
Wow.
So Johnny Bosch, you were looking mighty sexy, and you took the great Jason David out. So there we go. We had Kira versus Sarah. Any bets? Any bets?
Kira.
Sarah.
It was Kira.
Yeah.
Kira took it. It was a close one. I won't deny that. There was no landslide there. It was a close one. But Kira did take it in. I think she won by like two votes. So excited to see that. Then we had to wrap. I said Adam had to go a second round because we needed him to. We had Adam go up against Leo from Lost Galaxy. And Leo seems to be holding that foothill strong. He knocked out Adam. So going into
Lost Galaxy.
So going into next week is going to be the final battle. I'm gonna hopefully get that slide to
the final battle
to Feast of Fandoms to post on Monday. So obviously, if you want your vote to be cast, you got to jump over to Feast of Fandoms Facebook and Feast of Fandoms Instagram Monday and vote all week long. It's going to be Leo versus Kira. So we have Lost Galaxy versus Dino Thunder. Who's going to win? If you would have told me these two were going to be in the finals, I would have said you're wrong. They're both great looking people, but I would never have thought these two would be the final. So this is exciting. I kind of just want to say thank you to the Feast of Fandoms people for letting me run this kind of insane thing. I know it's wild. This started as a joke, and then it kind of just became something real. People, it's a fun time. Everyone knows that they tend to have very attractive people playing the Power Rangers, so it's kind of just fun to play with and see who's the most attractive. I'm definitely excited to see where it goes. I hope people have had a great time. Janae's not here because I know she celebrated a birthday. Awesome. But Janae, Nicholas, sorry, job. What? What did he say? What to? Stupidly. Well, I was about to ask you a favor, Janae, but I don't know if you want a favor. I was going to ask if you want to help me design the award, whoever wins for Power Ranger Sexy. Obviously, we wanted to do a helmet, but guys, tariffs and everything were poor as fuck. Yep, swear job, Janae. There you go. But
you can actually get that?
Well, get what?
A helmet.
Oh, you can easily get like 3D print stuff or other things. I'm just saying I'm poor. Things are up. Too expensive. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do any of that. But if I wasn't so poor, absolutely that'd be fun. So, but yeah, hopefully maybe draw something really cool for the award. I would love to see if you are in the running. If you're a Power Ranger, go share this. Go like this. Tell people. Leo, who is Danny Slavin in real life, who's a real life lawyer. Maybe he wants to put that award on his shelf when people come into
Janae's mad. Janae
hire his services. He wants to be like, hey guys, did you know I was the sexiest Power Ranger alive? Yeah,
Janae's mad. Where did my Facebook Adam vote go?
And then of course we could also, who knows, maybe it'll be Kira, aka Emma. Is it Lahana? Is that how you say her name? Lahana?
Mm-hmm.
She's gorgeous. Maybe she'll be able to take the cake. We will see. Either way, it'll be a fun experience. Make sure people are voting. Again, go to Feast of Fandoms on Facebook and Instagram to make sure your vote is counted. And if you, Danny Slavin or Emma, you guys are listening, you want to win your award. I mean, I'm sure we could talk Will into letting you on to the podcast for just to accept your award. So come on down. But yeah, I'm excited. Thank you again for everyone letting me do Feast of Fandoms and letting me do the Power Ranger Sexy. This will be a fun time to see who wins. Again, next week's the final. Cast your vote at Feast of Fandoms Geek Podcast, Feast of Fandoms, Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, go right now.
Oh, I will say, Will, when you were talking about singing the Lost Galaxy, did you know in those first episodes, remember how they're wearing those like space soldier uniforms?
Yep.
You know what those are from, right? They were reused from Starship Troopers.
Oh wow.
So what's funny is those uniforms have been, I guess they said, I can't remember what the third movie is, but they've been reused in like 3 different movies and stuff.
Oh, really?
But yeah, they just happened because they were laying around on the set that they were using, and so they were able to oh, we're just gonna use those. So it's the Starship Trooper uniforms that they used in the movies is what they're using in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
So it's kind of fun.
All right. Anything else, guys, before we get on out of here for the night?
Support local shops. Will, were you going to do a shout out for your local shop or no? I don't remember. If you
real quick, I'll do Top Dog Comics here in Augusta, Georgia, on Washington Road. Definitely go check those guys out. Good place to go. They got tons of collectibles, tons of comics, and you have events from time to time. Definitely go check them out if you're in the area code or zip code rather of 30909. So definitely go check them out.
Woohoo! Read, get the reading, get some comics, get some fun times.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anybody else got anything before we roll out for the night?
No.
All right. If nothing else, I want to thank our sponsor for the evening, Fish.audio. If you need voice cloning, speech to text, text to speech, definitely check out Fish.audio for all of those AI needs. And if there's nothing else, I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for the panel for coming through. Thank you to everybody in TV land who listened. We do appreciate you. Thank you to Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, ESEN. We appreciate you guys having us here. And if there's nothing else, we'll see you guys again next week. Have a safe week. Have a great week. Take care.